With the recent announcement of Multiversus coming back in May of this year, and with a promise of new characters, people have been wondering about what new faces they could bring to the roster, and with some possibly leaked information about a certain character being added to the roster, that being the Japanese icon himself, Titanus Godzilla, also known as Godzilla. So, in this video, I will have a full moveset plan for the King of the Monsters to join the fight in Multiversus. As a quick disclaimer, I will mainly be using the Monsterverse Godzilla in this video due to him being the most popular and relevant version of the character with the new movie and stuff being out. I will also be going into other versions of the Godzilla, but only for different moves and special moves for the character. I will also not be going to the perk system of the game due to it not really fitting in with the whole custom move set and references part of the video. And also, let's just not go into that because I do not have the urge to harm myself, so let's just save my sanity here. But this video will be broken down to 3 sections, being the first of design and personality, which I will go over, well, his design and the personality of the character. His physical attack section will be as it follows, and the special move section will be the most unique part, as I will go into a special unique ability that the Big G has in the game. So without further ado, let's start off with the easiest section, being the design and personality of the character. Going into the design and personality of the character, as you may have already guessed, Godzilla, since he is a big chunky lizard boy, he will be a tank type, and he will be about the same height or bigger than the Iron Giant, but with better land mobility but less air mobility. His default design will be his base form from Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla King of the Monsters, but his alternate skin will be his evolved form from the latest Godzilla x Kong New Empire. He will also need an intro, so he will probably just have like him landing in the battlefield and doing his iconic roar. Then his outro will be him sleeping in the Coliseum like he does in GXK. Now, going to his physical attack session, we first have his physical ground attack called Tail Swipe, in which Godzilla will charge up his massive tail swipe that has armor while also breaking the opponent's armor. His neutral aerial will be his radioactive twist, where he will shoot his atomic breath while moving his body around, causing burn damage and allowing you to charge up the duration of the attack, increasing that burn damage and increasing your radiation gauge, which we'll get into in the special moves section of the video. His side attack will be 2 claw swipes followed by Godzilla picking the opponent's head and slamming them onto the ground, as a reference to King of the Monsters when Godzilla fought King Ghidorah. His aerial side attack will be his infamous drop kick, used as a goofy yet powerful kill confirm in the air. His up attack will be his dorsal plate pulse, in which Godzilla will charge up his dorsal plates, causing electric damage and also charging up his radiation gauge. His up air will be upward tail swipe, that has good range and kill power. His downward attack will be floor of radiation, in which Godzilla will shoot his atomic breath onto the ground, and when an opponent steps in it, it will inflict burn damage upon them and also filling up his radiation gauge. And his down air will be a downward tail swipe that can spike his opponents underneath him in the air. Now that we have all the physical attacks out the way, now let's head into the special moves section. This portion will be the most complicated part of the video, so I'll try to explain it the best I can. So, starting off with the neutral special will be his atomic breath. This atomic breath will be a massive beam that will increase his radiation gauge as well as burning the opponent. Now, finally, we're going to be talking about the radiation gauge, which will be the meat and bones of this character. I mentioned a couple times, so when you press the special move button, air on the ground, when the gauge is full, he will do his iconic roar and go into his supercharged nuclear state, where his body, depending on his skin, where if he's in his default, he will glow blue, or in his evolved form, he will glow purple. When he is in this state, he will gain super armor and a slight damage increase, and he will do burn damage while near the opponent. But his main weaknesses is when he's in this state, when he gets hit, he'll shorten the gauge, and his movement speed in the air and on the ground will be decreased. He will have one trump card though, that will be his nuclear pulse. This will completely use up all the gauge and act as a big explosion that will cover at least 30% of the screen. It'll do a massive amounts of damage. Now heading to the less complicated part, being his up special. Now this is taken straight out of the Showa era, where Godzilla will turn around and shoot his atomic breath, allowing him to fly in the air for just a short period of time. And you can also aim where you want to go with it. His side special, on the other hand, will be his command grab, in which he will do a full-on suplex on the opponent on the ground, and in the air he'll grab the opponent and chuck the opponent off the stage. And finally, ending off the special move section will be his down special, in which he'll do a downward command grab into his iconic Kiss of Death move on the ground. This move will gain a good chunk of his raging gauge when landing on the ground. His air version, however, will be him shooting his atomic breath while in the air downward, and if the opponent gets hit by it, he'll be knocked down on the ground. With all that being said, thank you all for watching this video. It did take a long time to come out, and I had to start off with a passion project of mine. I would also like to thank my boy No Nonsense Spider for editing this video, and I'll make sure to link his channel in the description of the video. But with all that said, I'd like to end it here. I'll see you guys in the next one.